The greater percentage of us are neither creators nor inventors of anything. We simply consume what others create, invent, produce, sometimes to the extent that we begin to project other persons' creations of their minds as our very own. While we're not expected to reinvent the wheel, we must be cognizant of how we use other persons' creation. And this is critical. This issue is so serious, so prevalent, that laws have been enacted by sovereign nations worldwide to protect creations of minds. We are discussing Unit 1, Module 1, sections which covers intellectual property, patents, and copyrights of the CAPE Digital Media Syllabus. The question may be asked, what exactly is intellectual property? WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, describes intellectual property IP as creations of the mind. We're looking at inventions, literary and artistic works and symbols, names, images, and designs used in commerce. There are actually two different distinct categories when we're looking at intellectual property. They're industrial property and copyright. We'll take a moment to look at industrial property. Industrial properties can be inventions or patents, and this is exclusive rights granted to an inventor by the state in exchange for public disclosure of inventions. In other words, it's a protection that is granted to the inventor. For example, if a person invents a machine that is supposed to recognize persons when they enter a room by their face, then this person is granted, either himself or somebody who is assigned, protection by his sovereign nation, so that no one else can claim rights of this particular invention. There are trademarks, which are recognizable signs, designs, or expressions, which distinguishes products or services of a particular source from those of others. And most companies have their trademarks. Flow, for example, has its own trademark, and this distinguishes Flow from another service provider in Grenada, for example. There's industrial designs, which are the use of both applied arts and applied science to improve the aesthetic, ergonomics, functionality, or usability of a product. And it may also be used to improve the product's marketability and even its production. How about geographic indications of source? This also is described as industrial property. A name, which is a name or sign used on certain products, which corresponds to the specific geographical location or origin. For example, a town, the town of Guave in Grenada, or Sotez, or Grenville. A region, we can talk about the OACS sub-region, or a country, Grenada, for example. The use of GI may act as a certification that a product possesses certain qualities, is made according to traditional methods, or enjoys certain reputation due to its geographic origin. The other category is copyright, which includes literary and artistic works such as novels, poems, plays, films, musical works, artistic works such as drawings, paintings, photographs, sculptures, and architectural designs. So what about the rights? Rights related to copyright include those of performing artists in their performances, producers of phonograms in their recordings, and those of broadcasters in their radio and television programs. When we look at digital media, there are a number of intellectual property issues that goes hand in hand with it. The proliferation of digital assets has created questions about how to apply traditional copyright laws to intellectual property related to digital media. Such questions has to do with, for example, the capabilities and characteristics of digital networks technologies. E-commerce has had a tremendous impact on systems of copyright and related rights, and the scope of copyright and related rights in turn is affecting how e-commerce evolves. We know that we're in an age where everything happens online. The internet is very pervasive. Everybody is doing things on the internet, and commerce has taken quantum leap on the internet. Now, the whole question and issue of copyright can impact how e-commerce itself evolves. What laws are there to protect persons and how persons can transact online? Copyright leads to certain such issues as plagiarism, unauthorized use, and derivative works. The salient points that we need to note is that while the internet, no one owns the internet per se, and we can go online at any time and visit just about any site anywhere online and use works of persons, we need to be cognizant, and this is quite important, of how we use other persons' work. Just as traditionally in the analog world, it is important that we don't claim another person's work. For students, for example, when you're going to do a paper, you must recognize that you need to bibliograph your source of information. Likewise, in the digital world and with DM, you need also to bibliograph your source of information, and this is quite critical. Persons have been prosecuted, and there are laws. While in some countries, still in the Eastern Caribbean, in the OECS, for example, the laws are not yet in place. They're being drafted, but not yet in place, not yet enacted. There are laws to protect persons' rights and creations and inventions. So we need to understand that, and we need to be at all times cognizant of the fact that we are using other person's work. While we're not expected to reinvent the wheel, but we are expected to recognize, give recognition to the source of our information online. Now we're going to look at the different types of digital media businesses. As noted, the pervasiveness of the internet and digital media has lent itself to a whole new way of doing business and new trends in industry marketing. Today, there is an astounding number of businesses that have gone fully digital. A wide range of digital media businesses now exist. And of course, we are all quite aware of that because we spend a lot of our time on the internet and working with digital media in one form or the next. So we are aware, we do all our shopping, most of our shopping nowadays online. We go online to get our music and everything else. Some of the types of businesses we're going to look at are, for example, advertising agencies. And when we talk about advertising agencies, we're looking at things like digital art, digital audio, animation, digital videos, and we're talking about both capture and production, digital photography, and again we're looking at capturing and production. Another type of digital media business would be effects factories, and this has to do with both sound and video. We are looking at digital audio, sound effects, digital mastering. Then we have music production studios, and I'm sure for students of DM, you are quite aware of the production studios, and you go online for your music, We're looking at things like digital audio, digital music, jingles, overdubbing. Another type we can look at would be animation firms. And when we think animation firms, we're thinking about digital arts, digital audio, animations, digital videos, and again, we're talking about both capture and production, digital photography, and again, we're dealing with both capture and production. Then there's the big one, which is the mobile apps development. And of course, we are quite aware that mobile apps have taken on a new trend. Application development, I should say, has taken on a new trend. We no longer sitting at the desk. We no longer accessing our applications at the desk. We're all mobile. The wide range of smartphones and smart devices that now exist means that wherever we go, we have access to our application. And mobile app development is one of the big and growing industries right now. We're looking at things like digital art again, digital audio, animation, digital videos. And for videos, we're talking about capture, we're talking about production, again, digital photography, capture and production. We're talking about actual mobile app development and website development. Then there are the media houses. Most media houses are now digital. You go online for the news, for whatever events, and everything is captured online. We're looking at the digital videos. Again, wherever we look at videos, we're talking about both capture, we're talking about production of those videos. We're looking at digital photography, and again, capture and production of those photographs. Another type of digital media business is that of gaming. And this is really big business online. And of course, young persons are quite familiar with the wide range and variety of games that they have access to online. You can stay whichever corner of the world you are, whichever corner of the hemisphere, and be involved with games with persons across the universe. And because this is such a big thing, entrepreneurs have capitalized on this and has made this one of the very big industries right now, a very big business online. And we're looking at digital arts, we're looking at digital audio, animation, mobile apps, digital videos. Wherever we look at videos, we're talking about both capture and production of those videos. And again, digital photography, likewise, both capture and production. Then there are the publishing houses. Traditionally, books were published, hard copies, or you could get them in soft cover, hard cover, whatever cover you decide, but they were hard copies, which involved you physically purchasing, going into the bookshop, or if you ordered a book, whether it's from Amazon or wherever, you would come a hard copy. Now the publishing houses have all gone digital, and we now have our books electronic. So you can have electronic books, digital arts, digital audio, animations, digital videos, and digital photography. All the publishing houses, or most of the publishing houses, have now gone fully digital, so that you go online, you purchase a book, you get it downloaded within seconds. One other type of digital media business we can look at would be the website development firms. If you don't have a presence on the internet, you better not go into business. And there are a lot of firms that are involved now in purely developing and designing websites for other companies. So this is a business where persons' presence on the internet can be felt. And it is important that you don't just have a website, but that your website can allow you to be marketable enough, allow your business to be lucrative enough so that you can compete. The idea is to be as competitive as the other person online, because this is where everyone is going. And you have to have the a website can capture, that can sell your business. And companies are capitalizing on this as well and have created a business just developing websites for other persons. And this is quite important. You have websites that are developed, and this will capture things like digital arts again, animation. Animation is a big thing. Some persons do a lot of animations on their site, which can be an overkill. But the website firm, the developing firm, would know, based on the type of business that you're in, would know exactly how much animation to include on the site, as well as videos, the type of digital videos that can be on your site, the kind of photographs that you have on your website. And this is a big business right now as we speak. And there are education support services. Education is a big thing. That's why we have developed this DM, this digital media syllabus. It is important that we stay as modern and as contemporary as we can in terms of our education. And if, because of digital media and the type of business, education support services is quite critical right now. We cannot be left behind. Our students, our children cannot be left behind. They need not just the traditional classroom right now. They need to be able to access education services, support services online. And again, this is a growing business. And DM have captured this as well. And we find now that our students can find whatever support our children, our adults, because a lot of adults are now educating themselves online. It's a lot easier to stay at home and educate yourself based on online support than it is to pack up, leave your homes, leave whatever you're doing, your families, your children, in case of older persons with responsibilities, and take off to some foreign country. The cost that is involved is overkill anyways. So you can stay at home and educate yourself, and there's a lot of support services that one can get online. And then we have another type of business, which would be interactive media firms. When we talk about interactive media firms, we're looking at things like digital arts, digital audio. We're looking at animation, mobile applications, digital videos. Again, whenever we speak digital videos, we're talking about both capture and production of those videos. And we're looking also at digital photography as well as electronic books. Training firms. With all that we have going on the internet, online, all of the digital media businesses, it is important that we have persons who can train others to use some of these services, to access these services, to access these different types of businesses. For example, a simple thing as applying for a US visa. We have to do that online. There are a lot of persons right here in our country who are not able to go online and access the site and apply for their visa. And persons capitalize on that, so they charge them a fee to do that. If they have simple basic training, they can access that information, go online, and do the application at no cost to them, or a minimal cost to, for example, the person whose computer they're using. Persons are using training firms to train persons how to access information online. Basic literacy, computer literacy training is needed. In some instances, we need more than just literacy. We need more advanced training. For example, mobile application development that we've mentioned earlier on. We need persons who can train persons in the use and development and use of these mobile applications. Whatever we do, we need to be properly trained if we are going to become proficient in what we're doing. And so online training firms, that is another big business. We're talking about multimedia designs. We're talking about development, content, strategy, development. We're talking about DM skills training, digital media skills training. I believe we have looked at quite a few examples of digital media businesses. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. There are a lot more, and because the industry is so dynamic, digital media is such a dynamic area, we'd find that every day a new kind of business crops up online. Because, of course, persons are recognizing that in order for them to be as lucrative and as competitive as they can be, you need to go online. You need the digital media, and your business need to be a DM business.